Everybody lie down on the floor and keep calm.
Is here. We're all in a trance. Let's destroy all the Daleks with the Doctor Who dance. You jump to the left, now jump to the right. Put your hands in the air. Let's give them a fright. Right fist to your head, left fist to your head. You sound like a Dalek. So here's the next step. You jump to the front. You slide to the back. Get down on the floor. Enough of that. Oh my God. Shuggy wuggy wuggy. That was me playing my song. And as you know, I do play it every now and again at our live round table of poker days. And I've put my glittery jacket on because I'm back. Listen, it must have been around 3 months, maybe even more, since we'd done our last poker interview. And I just thought, we've got a big community and it's time we up the ante. You like that, what I've done there? Yeah. Up the ante with the interviews. So I've missed all of you. I've missed talking to all of you. And I've looked at the page and looked at all of you joining tournaments and winning tournaments and going on holiday. And Sharik had a sore eye. But I've been so busy, so I must apologise. Don't forget, you can comment. Facebook users wrote, "What an intro." I don't know who Facebook user is. You need to write your name. Anyway, enough about me. We have got a young man who's stepped up to the plate as one of our newest members on the Round Table of Poker. And very kindly, he just said, right, okay, I'm up for it. Let's just go for it. So I've also put the link on the page. If you've got your own question, either for me or for our guest today, just click on the link and it'll bring you into this little studio where you can ask your own question or just have a chat with us. And I might have you backstage before I bring you on. So if you do come on, you might not come on straight away. I'll have you backstage. But anyway, enough of that. We have someone backstage right now, and we're going to bring him on. And we'll bring him on now, and his name's Mike. Hello, Mike. How are you?
I'm good, Shuggy.
Good to see you, and thanks so much for stepping up as a new member as well. So we're just going to start the interview right away. There's 22 famous questions that we ask you. There's no tricks. There's nothing to be embarrassed about unless you give me horrible answers. But so don't worry about it now. I know you're a new member. I think you've just been on the page not even a week. Am I right?
Not even a week, I don't think.
Yeah. So have you had a chance to look at the previous interviews?
No, not yet. I was going to, and then you messaged me.
Right, so there we go. You're going in blind. I've got a round table of poker virgin. Right, so here we go. I'll tell you, this is question number 1. So we've got your name as Mike, but we need to know what your in-game username is.
Frothy Warrior.
The Frothy Warrior. And where did you get that name from, Mike?
I don't know, 10, 15 years ago on Xbox.
Okay. And why Frothy Warrior?
I don't know, I like to drink.
So was Frothy Warrior a drink, an actual drink?
No. I just figured the froth on top of the beer and
right.
Play first-person shooters. So.
Okay. because I remember telling you at the table the catchphrase, it's frothy, man. Well, that was a drink in the 80s or the 70s in the UK. I think it was called Polar or something. I can't remember, but that was a catchphrase. So I thought that that carried over to America. Right, okay. Tell everybody where you are. Where are you based? Where are you from right now?
Well, I mean, pretty much just father of three.
No, no, no. I don't want to know that. I just want to know where you live. Where you based? Where
Uh,
are you? Where do you live? Are you in America?
yeah, I'm in America. I'm in Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Wow.
Yeah.
So what time are you at, Mike, in Tennessee?
Currently 15 to 3.
15 to 3 in the afternoon. So are you on Eastern time?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know Tennessee was Eastern time. I thought that was Central time.
Time which is about an hour west of me.
Right. Okay. Right. So Tennessee, have you always been from Tennessee?
No, originally born in California outside of LA. Parents moved me to South Carolina when I was 5. Lived there pretty much 30 years, and I've been here about the last 5.
Right. So when you say you were born in California, you moved to South Carolina and Tennessee. When you speak, I can hear like a Tennessee accent. But is there such a thing as a Tennessee accent? Maybe I'm wrong.
That's just Southern.
All right. So is Carolina, is that Southern as well? Because I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got a Southern accent. Yeah.
Go that far. I ain't riding no bulls in my future.
All right. So what do you work as? Have you got a job? What do you do?
I work in the nuclear industry, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm an operator. I'm actually in class to become a licensed operator right now.
okay. So is there a lot of studying and training it needs to do that kind of job?
Yeah, I should have been doing a lot of that instead of playing about 10 hours yesterday.
Okay, well that's good. I've got to say I've never met anyone who works in the nuclear industry. So is it energy or is it military or
No, it's power.
it's energy? Right. Okay. Cool. Right. So out with poker, do you have any hobbies?
Golf.
Oh, oh yeah, because I remember when I played that with you at the table, and I told you that of course I'm from Scotland, and it is the home of golf. It's where we invented golf, the old course in St Andrews. And I told you an interesting fact about golf. Do you remember what it was?
Yes, what golf stood for.
Yeah, and the girls in this page won't like it. But girls, golf is a man's game. And I don't know why. And same as poker, it's a man's game as well. I don't know why the females want to lift up a pack of cards and play poker. Yes, correct, Facebook user. It's gentlemen only, female.
Forbidden.
No, ladies forbidden. Because you spell the name golf, gentlemen for G, only for O, and L's for ladies. So what you've wrote is golf, who Facebook user is. Yeah. Oh, it's Cherie. Right. Yeah. Gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. So do you play a lot of golf, Mike?
When I can, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I was playing this morning actually at 7 o'clock this morning. We got to the 15th hole and we saw this big dark cloud coming over. And then it started, the heavens opened, and we walked off after the 15th. Yeah.
As
So
long as thunder and lightning, I'm gonna keep going.
yeah, no, it was just horrible. So right, so anything else outside the golf?
I mean, just family,
Yeah,
baseball, my son. That's
yeah,
about.
just the usual family stuff, right? So how long have you been on VR for?
Well, let's see. I bought it for my kids at Christmas, so January.
Right, so that's a familiar story. 90% of the people that I meet have fallen into the VR by accident. They've bought them as kids. The kids get bored after a couple of weeks. They've rid the roller coasters. They've had a game. They've looked at a movie and then they put it down to one side. Mum or dad picks it up and sees poker. Wow, it's a whole new world.
Well,
So
I already knew about the poker, and that's pretty much the game I play. So
yeah, I'm of the same. I do have other games, but I don't play them. It's poker. So how did you find the poker on the VR? Did you search for it or did it pop up?
well, I used to play Poker Stars back when it was legal/illegal online.
Right, on the computer, right? Okay. So did you look up or did you know about it?
No, I googled around and I was like, well, I've seen Poker Stars. Let me jump on there. So
Right. Good, good. So did you play poker before you picked up the VR?
I've probably been playing poker 15 plus years.
Right. Okay. And what was your normal games? I mean, is it casinos or is it cash games? Is it online with friends and bars? Where would you play?
A lot of times it was either at friend's house or actually in one of my buddies' Chinese restaurants.
Oh, Chinese. I love Chinese foods. So yeah. So you're sitting there with your chow mein and playing poker. I love it. That's great. Oh, we've got a guest coming on. Let's see if she's got a question for us. We'll bring on Cherie Larson. Hi, Cherie.
Hi.
Hello.
Two seconds.
That's a lovely photograph we have there of you, Cherie. Cherie, are you there? Oh, she's away. Right. Okay. Well, so we'll carry on. Um, when you play Poker Stars, where is your favorite tables? Where do you like playing?
Uh, I like the tournament play or the sit and go play, but lately cash games, at least with people I'm familiar with, either you at the table or a bunch of the other people I'm used to
Okay.
playing with.
So predominantly kind of tournaments and the sit and goes, but you're kind of swaying now to the cash games. See, I'm very much the opposite. I don't do sit and goes. I don't even think I've done one. Tournaments, I've played 5. One was tonight, and I got bored and just went all in, gave it to Tony. It just bores me. The cash games where the action is. It's where the social aspect of poker takes over for me. Cash games. Okay, Sherry's back with us. Sherry, hello. Are you there again?
Hi. I'm here. Hi. No, I just
Hi.
came in to what?
Yeah,
Hi.
carry on.
I just came in to say hello. So
Okay.
hello.
Well, that's nice. Thank you for saying hello. Have you met Mike before at the table, Sherry? I don't think you would
I
have.
no, I haven't. No.
No, because you haven't been on for 2 years, have you?
For 2 years.
Yeah.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's lots of new members. Sherry, tell everyone where you're from.
Well, most of the people know I'm from Denmark.
Denmark.
So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
not
what?
in Netherlands for the Americans, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
it's nowhere near the Netherlands yet.
No. So yeah.
Yeah. And why have you not been on, Sherry? Are you coming back to join us, or are you playing on VR poker? What's your
I
plan?
am playing on Poker VR. Oh my god, sorry. Um,
Birdie, shall I get a birdie? I'm
she's
speaking
actually
Danish, mate.
no, she's talking English.
Oh,
She's
is
like
she? Okay,
she
okay,
2 seconds.
okay.
No,
That's fine.
I'm like I'm gonna try to come back, but I don't have any chips.
Well, you just
So
need to go and fucking buy. I'm not allowed to swear, but you need to go and buy some then, won't you?
well, if you're a poor person, you don't just buy.
I'll
So
sell candles, but you need to get back on, Sherry. All right, because
I know.
Frothy Warrior here, he's got loads of chips to win from, haven't you, Mike?
No,
Okay.
this morning.
Hello.
But great to see you, Sherry. Don't be a
Well,
stranger, right?
I'm all right. Well, I'm pissing off again then.
Okay, well, piss off. See you later.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Bye. There you go, Sherry. She's one of the moderators on the page as well. Crazy girl. Right. So, favorite tables. We've got you just kind of moving into the cash games. So when you go into the cash games, Frothy, what level at the cash games do you play? Because there's all different levels now. I mean,
There
the
is different.
blinds, the buy-ins.
25, 50Ks.
Yeah.
I got into the 100, 200 this week. Was doing okay, and then
Okay.
went sideways this morning. So
Ah, dear, dear. Yeah. There's Babs McGillicuddy. Hey, Frothy. Do you know Babs?
not sure.
It's Kappa Ray.
Yes.
That's Babs. She's on the page. Right. Okay. So, right. So, when you play the cash games now, I'm talking cash games because we'll get to the tournaments. Do you have a strategy?
No, I'm more of a field player.
Right. So you okay. So you call it as you see it, basically.
I'd say yeah, for the
Right.
most part. I mean, I'm not big into calculations like a lot of people, but a lot of
Yeah.
it's just feel how I feel where I sit in the hand.
Yeah.
Take
Just a gut feeling. I'm the same. I don't look at calculations. I don't look at the percentages. That doesn't interest me. I play my hand against the players, and depending on the value of the bet, it's just a gut feeling. That's my
yeah.
strategy in poker. That's the way I do it. Would you say you were aggressive? Do you force the betting, or do you wait till it comes on to you, or do you mix it up?
I think sometimes I force it when I probably shouldn't force it, and then
Okay.
so
Okay, so you're quite a new player on PokerStars VR. What would you say? Do you know what your biggest win was on?
according to the page was 36 million and some change.
Yeah, but see that. When I say biggest win, I'm talking about a session. A session could last an hour or 2 hours. Um, so in a session, so you say maybe 36 million in one session.
Oh no. What was that 100 200 table? Were you on that one?
No, I don't think so. No, well, maybe I was. Yeah, was I? Is
It was
that the
Friday
one you got on the leaderboard?
on the leaderboard, and
Yeah, you were up at 80 million. Was that just on that table?
yeah, that was just that table, 90 million.
Wow. So that's your biggest session win, I would say then.
Yes.
That's good. That's good going. How did you feel when you come off? You
I
feel
felt
good?
good, but not after this morning with River.
No. Okay. So then the next question is, what has been your biggest loss in a session?
I'd say maybe this morning about 40 million.
Yep. And do you think, does that affect you, your mental health? I know it's a fake game, fake chip, not a fake game. It's fake chips. It's a proper game, but does it affect you? Does it make you feel low if you lose?
No, not really. I
You're,
mean,
you're too
I've
chilled out, Mike.
life, and this is my wife gets mad at me when I gamble on guns and stuff, so
Uh-huh.
have steered away from real money gambling and just been gambling on here. So it's kind of
Right.
got from spending real money, so that's a good
Right.
thing.
But the thing is, I know you might not get the adrenaline rush that you would with real money. I bet you get a better social experience on the VR.
I would agree, yes, because the last time I went and played live poker, I remember sitting there, and if you're not at the table early or you don't bring enough money to sit at the table,
Mm,
then you get down there that people are already deep stacked, and it ain't
yeah,
fun.
that's true. Right. Now, because you're a new player, this might be a hard question, but you have to create your own table of six. So you've started a table, it's a private lock table, and you've to invite six people. You can either invite them because they will give you a good poker game and you want their chips, or you can invite them because it's a good social table, or maybe a combination. So if you can name five players to join you at the table that you would choose that you can remember? Do you hit me with some names?
Well, I mean, hell, I'd go with you.
Yeah, of course you would. Why
and
wouldn't you?
Sausage Queen,
Sausage is good fun. Yeah.
uh, Cutie Pie.
Cutie. That's Queenie. I call her Queenie. Her name used to be Queen Essential, but she's Cutie. Okay. So you've got
Uh,
two more.
maybe Captain.
Yeah.
He's a little rough around the edges sometimes, but I like.
Okay.
Mm,
One more. It's hard because you don't want to leave people out.
well, Chewy.
Chewy. Did you see Chewy's interview? Chewy's interview is a good one. He's a moderator as well. So he was way back his interview. They're all on YouTube. You can look them up on our YouTube channel. I think they're all on the Facebook page as well. Right. So that's you got your table. That's a perfect table for you. Uh, but this is a hard question for you, and a lot of people don't answer this. They take the Fifth Amendment on this one. Is there any players you'd like to name and shame that you don't like?
That I don't like.
That you
Oh,
don't like that you've came across?
when I first started playing, there was a girl. She's out of California, and
Mhm.
she trash.
Yeah.
Um, I can't remember her name. I know she's on my friends list,
Yeah.
and now that I've gotten to know her, she's not as bad or is not as vulgar as she used to be.
Right.
But it's
And
kind of very
and
rough.
and what you say that was she kind of rude at the table and
Oh yeah, most
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, sounds like my kind of person.
Um,
And anyone else you've had any arguments or anything with, or has it been pretty civil?
Third guy, and every time, as soon as I hear his voice, I recognize his voice. He always changed his username, but he always did the, either poker commentating like he's teaching a class, recording
Uh,
it. You've probably run into him. You know who I'm talking about.
yeah, I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
But
that's annoying, isn't it? Right. So, whether it's tournament play or cash games, who would you say has been the hardest player to play against? You can't read.
I wouldn't say I can't beat him because I mean I've beat him in hands here and there, but Cyber Geek's kind of hard to run across just because of his style of gameplay and the way he pushes.
Yeah.
Then this morning on the 100-200, I think Ming 1003 or something like that.
No.
He raises quite a bit pre-flop.
Okay. But would you say Cyber Geek's the best player you've played at the
On turn,
Poker Stars?
yeah. Don't really know if he's hard, but you never know what he's got, and he loves to push all in pre-flop and stuff like that. But
Okay. Okay. Um, Bad points about the game. What do you not like about it? And things that you don't like, what would you change? Can you think of anything that's not quite right when you're sitting at the tables? Is there anything you don't like about Poker Stars?
nothing really. But when you get down to a final table, say like in a tournament play,
Yeah.
if it goes into that next hour, I wish they would like give you an option for everybody at the table to vote,
Okay.
take the break or not,
Right. Yeah, good idea.
or just not have the break. Because by the time you get down to the final table, it shouldn't take too long to finish. But
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So vote for a break or not. Okay. Anything else? I mean, do you like all the actions in Poker Stars, all the toys and all the stash stuff? Or does that bother you?
no, I mean it doesn't really bother me that bad. I mean that's why I don't go to the 25-50 tables because most of that is that's where most of the silliness is.
Yeah.
The higher end tables is where more respectable people or people who aren't being childish
Yeah. Okay.
are.
So a bit more serious the poker. I suppose all the actions and the stash and the toys, if it's used, if it's used in, if it's not overused at the table, then it can be good fun. It can be a good addition.
Yeah.
Um, the things that I would change about Poker Stars, because that's the game we're talking about. Incidentally, we've got Poker VR players on this page as well, not just Poker Stars. But Poker Stars, where I play all the time now, I came from Poker VR to Poker Stars. What annoys me, Mike, and I don't know if you agree with this, but Poker Stars, it is poker. However, there's blackjack, slots, there's craps, sports betting, there's roulette. And I'm playing against some players at poker who have won their chips sports betting or playing roulette. So I feel as if they've got an unfair advantage over me because they're not using poker money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, but I'd say that's maybe closer to real life. You know,
Well,
'cause
yeah,
down at a
yeah,
real table, you don't know where that money came from. So,
that's
I
true.
mean, I mess with some. I mess with some sports betting, mainly just $5-10 million bets on baseball if it's a
Yeah,
Sherlock play around. But
yeah. Have you had any good wins on the sports betting?
no, but I had a bad loss the other night.
All right. How much did you lose?
50 mil.
Right. Who did you bet on?
It was the Rays.
Uh,
It was the Rays versus somebody else, and they were like a 200 plus 200 to win, and they
oh,
lost.
so they're not your favorite team anymore.
No.
Oh, wow. There's Chewy. Chewy's on. He's saying hello. Hi, Jeff. Chewy.
Hey,
Chewy's
Chew.
watching. Yeah. Nice to see you, Chewy. I hope you're feeling better. I think he's broke his ribs. He's,
Well, we better not make them laugh.
I know. He's in a bit of pain, so it must be very awkward. Right. So, yeah. So the thing I would change for me, just personally, is I would just make it poker only. But it is what it is. Uh, how often would you say you played, Mike?
Uh, this weekend, a lot because my wife and my daughters are out of town. And it's just been me and my son. And my son went and stayed with his buddy and was
Okay.
gone Thursday night, Friday night, and then I
Right.
went to him up yesterday. So we got some playing time in yesterday, that's for sure.
I just hope you've done your chores before she comes back.
Well, yes, I ran a load of dishes.
Okay. Right. So, in a normal week, then, in a normal family week, how many hours would you say you play?
It depends. Probably less than 10 hours, maybe.
Okay. Okay. We were saying that the Poker Stars, the average player is playing between 30 and 40 hours a week.
Uh,
Some,
got that time. I got a full time job.
yeah, you're too busy making nuclear reactions. Love it. Right. So, have you given yourself a challenge in the game? Like, what is your challenge? Is it your bankroll or is it to win tournaments? What is your challenge?
Well, I guess the current challenge right now would have been winning one of these Sunnyside or Sunny whatever tournaments, just so I could get the glasses. I got close the other day and finished, I think, fifth or sixth.
Okay.
Um, I'd say overall, just building up that bankroll.
Yeah, because for the poker VR players, it used to be their challenge. They have trophies next to them at the table, and the more chips they win, whatever your trophy goes up. So there's what I think the highest trophy level was number 68 or 69, and it could take you a year to move up a level if you're a slow player. So everyone sits with a trophy at the table. So a lot of the challenges on that side is to get your trophy level up. Whereas Poker Stars, it's more down to tournament wins or indeed the bankroll. Everybody's always watching bankroll. So I guess that is the biggest challenge in Poker Stars. So we're going on to the tournament. So did you find that you play more tournaments than you do cash?
Mm, I'd say maybe 60-40.
Right. Okay. And the tournament play, do you find it a different style to the cash?
It's more of a grind, yes. Cast
Yeah.
games have a different dynamic. I think at least in my mind, tournament play you can get people off of hands a lot easier. I think in
Okay.
tournament certain spots versus at cash games
Yeah.
sometimes.
I guess because we're all pretty much short stacked at the start of the tournaments and people are playing very, very tight. So a big bet is going to scare them. Um, okay, but as you say, it is a grind. You can be in a tournament for a good couple of hours to get to that final table.
Yeah,
And whereas if you
here so far. So
sorry, say that again, I missed that.
I said I've only won one tournament on here, and I think I won 100 and something million in that one.
Well, see how good is that? Just the amount of players on PokerStars and for you to win a tournament is great. I mean, there you go. So that's a challenge that some people. I've never won a tournament. I've only played 5 in PokerStars, but I don't see that as a challenge for me. I wouldn't be over the moon if I won a tournament because I don't play them. But there is people that play tournaments every day and still haven't won one, and that is their challenge. So well done to you, especially if it's over 100 million, and that's a good result. Great result. Um, this next question is more probably won't apply to you, but we've been playing poker VR or via playing poker on the VR for a lot of years, and over the years there's been a lot of players that have came and went, and sadly some that we've lost, ill health and just got old and no longer with us. Is there any players that you can remember playing with that you don't see anymore at the tables that were buddies with or anything?
Not that I've seen, no.
Right. Okay. Because you are a new player, and it does take time to build up your friends list of people you remember. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Now this next question, Poker Stars, they do a subscription. This question was made for Poker VR where they don't have a subscription. Do you subscribe to the game? Are you
Yeah.
in the club? You do. And do you think it's value?
I would say no. I think with the price points that they have, you figure they'd give you more chips
Yeah.
monthly than what the top ones, 400,000 chips. I mean,
Yeah.
drop in the bucket when you've got, hundreds of millions.
Yeah. And so here's a question. If it was a pay game only, is meaning is obviously we download the game for free, we can play it for free, but if they said, no, for you to play Poker Stars, you're going to have to subscribe and pay the $10 a month, would you?
To play, probably yes.
Yeah. I think most people would because the developers, they've worked hard at the game. It's very, very slick and it is good. And $10 a month is the price of a couple of coffees. Just think of the amount of fun you get out of it. So yeah, good answer. Have you ever met anyone on VR in real life?
No, not yet. I remember only time I've done that was probably 9 or 10 years ago. I went down to Florida with family stuff, and one of the guys that I was playing Destiny with at the time, him and his
Yeah.
wife came and met me for lunch. So
Okay, cool. And how did you find that experience? Pretty surreal playing with someone online and you meet them.
I'd say yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it depends.
Okay. I've met a few people online from online, and I found it pretty surreal. But wow, especially during lockdown when we were playing 16 hours a day with these strangers that turn into friends, and some of them turn into best friends, and you see them and you meet them and you meet their family and you get to know all about them. You would never have known that before if it wasn't for VR poker. It's amazing. Um, right, I was meant to ask this question. This question is sponsored by a player called Revenant, who comes from Poker VR, but he now plays Poker Stars as well. He's quite a high roller, good player. So this one's sponsored by him. If I ask this question, it'll now be, I think, 60 million chips he owes me. It's not really a question. I'm going to say 3 words, and you've got to answer me any way you want. Okay. 3 words are the weirdest place.
Weirdest place.
The weirdest place.
The toilet.
Right. So, because nobody, people say, well, what does the question mean? I said, well, it's not a question. It's just whatever you perceive it to be. So the weirdest place you've played poker was in the toilet. That's fine.
Well,
But listen, I think Sherry answered, and she says in the back of her mum's car. So we'll take from that anything. Anyone can take from your answer anything you want. So the weirdest place for the Frothy Warrior was in the toilet. That's fine. Okay. Your avatar. We're nearly finished, by the way. You've done really well. We've got about 2 questions left to go. So your favorite avatar style. How do you dress your avatar? For those that haven't seen you, how would you dress your avatar? What is it? Casual? Is it formal? Is it country? Is it what is your look? Tell
well, I'm pretty
casual.
Avatar is pretty close to what this big old head looks like.
Right. So you've got a beard on your avatar. Do you wear a hat?
Normally if I'm out and about, and I got
No,
glasses.
no. Yeah, we're talking avatars now.
Yeah. I mean, there's one on there. I put it on sometimes, take it off.
Right. Okay, okay. And do you spend money on your avatar? I know you can buy T-shirts and things as well. Have you ever done that?
Cheap ass.
Sorry, say it again.
I said no. I'm a cheap ass.
Right, okay.
I got the free stuff.
Yeah, some people pay. I've paid for a couple of T-shirts. I don't know why. And then you see the state of my avatar. It looks quite like me, doesn't it? My avatar.
100% likeness.
Right. Okay. Can you think of any crazy things you've seen at the table or anything you've done? Because sometimes we play jokes on people at the table. This is your last question, incidentally. The craziest thing that you can think of that you've seen poker table,
No, not really.
right? Because we used to play games like if there's 7 of us at the table and there's 1 spare seat, we used to play a game like the last man in, and we would do a prank on them. We would pretend that we were all muted, or we one of my favorites is the last man in. We all tell lies at the table, like real life lies. Like I had a dog that had 26 pups yesterday, and the table all goes with me and stupid lies, you know. So right,
Fly the other night. Got it.
yeah, yeah. So you need to look out for some of that, for some of the crazy stuff that goes on. Anyway, you're all done. You're all done. You've passed the test. You've passed the interview, the test of time. 38.5 minutes it took. So well done to you, mate.
Did I beat Chewy?
No, Chewy, you didn't beat Chewy.
Okay.
Chewy was 5 hours and 15 minutes, and I'm still yawning from it.
Chewy long-winded? No.
Yeah, no. Chewy had a few stories to tell. Do you know Chewy is actually a minister? Do you know that?
Yes, I learned that at the table the other night.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard to believe that he's a minister. He's a really good poker player as well, I must say. Yes, he's a bit of a high roller, but he doesn't flaunt it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really flaunt it. He's a good guy. And one of my pet peeves on Poker Stars is people asking how many chips you've got in your bankroll. I think that's a really personal question. People say, "Sugar, how many chips you got?" And as if there's a competition to see who's got the most chips. Whatever I've got in my bankroll is my business. I just, you know, that's
That's
a
like asking somebody, how much money they make.
yeah. It's pretty,
No.
I don't think it's relevant, and I don't think a question should be asked. So I certainly wouldn't ever ask anyone how many chips they've had. The only thing I would ask them is how many chips they've got at the table. If there was something covering their chip stack, that's the only thing I would ask. So yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome to the page. You're not even a week old and you've done your interview, and just I hope you enjoy the page. Enjoy all the other interviews that take place, and when you look on YouTube, any of your family or friends, they can look on YouTube. It's on the Round Table of Poker YouTube channel. So, and you'll see some of the old interviews that were on it. We lost a lot of the interviews from like 4 years ago. They were deleted by mistake, but certainly there might be a few faces that you recognise that have been interviewed. And that's it. And we'll see you at the table, Frothy.
Oh yeah,
And
I'll probably be jumping on here in a minute too.
yeah, me too. I'm going straight on. And once I get this shiny jacket off, I'll be whizzing right onto that Poker Stars and win some chips. Okay, so it's been a pleasure having you on, and thanks for jumping in so last minute. It's good that we're doing these interviews back again. And for anyone else watching out there, come on, give us a message on the page. Get on here. It was easy. Was it easy to get on, Mike, on this?
There wasn't no issues at all.
No, easy peasy. People get nervous, think, "Oh no, I'm not technical." This is the easiest thing to do. So please come and join us. And thanks for your time. We'll see you at the table, Frothy. All right? Give me your chips. See you later, pal. There you go. That is our Frothy warrior. You'll see him at the tables, and take his chips off him, will you, please? Yeah. Right. For the rest of you watching, please like, share, do what you have to do. And when you're round the tables at the Round Table of Poker, don't forget, give me your chips. And as well as giving me your chips, spread the word. Okay? Tell people to get on the Round Table of Poker, because I'm thinking we should be upping a little bit and do some Round Table of Poker challenges. Yep. We used to do them all the time. So I think we should be starting back some Round Table of Poker challenges for some cool prizes. All right. And I'll catch up with you. And hopefully next Sunday, we can go live again. It used to be every Sunday. So we're looking for a victim or a volunteer to be interviewed next Sunday. From myself, Shuggy Wuggy, I'll see you at the tables. Give me your chips, give me your chips, give me your chips, give me